Hi, this is Andrew Davey at Nevada Forward, and we're here with Laura Barrera with the UNLV Immigration Law Clinic. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So to get started, we're here at a community forum to discuss TPS. What exactly is temporary protected status, and who benefits from this? Who's protected because of this program?
So TPS, you can think of it kind of like DACA in that it's not an actual legal status. There's no pathway to citizenship. It's not, you don't have a green card. Basically what it is it says the government won't deport you while you have TPS, and it gives you permission to work. So there's several countries that have TPS, and it's something that the United States government will designate a country as a TPS country, usually because of a natural disaster or like a civil war, and then people from that country who are in the United States can apply for temporary protected status, and as long as they have to renew it, and as long as they have that, they have their work authorization, they can stay in the country. So right now the government has already said they're ending this protection for Nicaragua, and they've had that protection for about 20 years. So these people have really made their lives here. They've been working here. They pay taxes. They have families. A lot of them have U.S. citizen children. They just recently announced that they're ending it for Haiti, and they have not decided on Honduras, and they still have not had to decide yet on El Salvador, which is the biggest group. So what that means is when their temporary protected status ends, they will just immediately become undocumented and subject to deportation again. So this forum is kind of, we wanted it to be a place for the community to come together, and then also we are going to share other things to think about, considerations for people to think about if they have other immigration possibilities. If someone might be eligible for different kinds of visas, or if they should be thinking about doing family petitions or crime victim visas, different things like that. We want to make sure to get that information out there so that people can start thinking about if they need to talk to a lawyer and what their options are. And then also to share the stories of people with TPS with the public and with the media, so that so the public can understand that these people really are a part of our community. They've been here for, most of them, for about 20 years. And at least 20 years, and they just, all they want is to be able to continue to stay here, continue to work, stay with their families. They're not asking for anything else, and so it's really cruel at this point what the administration is doing in canceling TPS, and threatening all these families with being separated, and without their work authorization, they won't be able to support their families, and a lot of people will be in a really bad situation.
Now, it's my understanding that this program has been around for 27 years, was signed into law by then President George H.W. Bush, and until very recently, it's had solid bipartisan support, had never previously been viewed as controversial. So what changed?
Well, I think we all kind of know what changed. It is a political decision, although it's called temporary protected status, like you were just saying, a lot of these people, it's been renewed by the government for 20 years, so it's nothing has changed in the context of the law or what TPS is that meant that this administration had to end it. This was really, it was a political decision. It was an administration that doesn't want to support immigrants,
Now, this program was, first introduced and passed by Congress, and Congress has the opportunity to expand this program, make modifications, and it's my understanding that bills have already been introduced to provide continued protected status for at least some TPS recipients. So what are you hoping will happen in the coming days and weeks, especially with growing pressure for Congress to act on immigration reform when it comes to passing some version of the DREAM Act to protect DACA recipients.
Well, I hope that people can see that some of the issues faced by people with TPS and with DACA are the same. A big part of it is people who have, been allowed to really make their life here. They've started families, and now they're very suddenly being confronted with this possibility of being deported, and it's really cruel and it's really sad and it's not necessary. And so I hope that people will understand that a lot of the sympathy they have for people with DACA, they should also have for people with TPS, and that these people really should. It is called temporary protected status, and the truth is it hasn't been very temporary for a lot of these countries, and so we should create a pathway for these people to become permanent residents and eventually citizens. We shouldn't, at the very least, we should continue to extend TPS, but really we should do more and create a pathway to citizenship.
Great.